guys, it's Jacqueline, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4, and today I am building a vegan restaurant, and this is basically a restaurant in San Myshuno, and the premise is that it was like this old factory that was like really polluting the earth and stuff, and probably kind of an eyesore too, and then somebody, like a hipster or something with money, purchased it, and then they were like, decided to convert it into a vegan restaurant because they're vegan and they like restaurants, and also I think they just like wanted it to be a creative space or whatever, because there's like easels and some stuff in there also. So I think this could be a cool hangout for, I don't know, people that, you know, just artsy people. And it's inspired by I almost said a restaurant that I saw, or I'm assuming it's a restaurant, on my trip to New York, which I just got back from like last week. So the restaurant that I saw was actually in Manhattan, but I feel like this would actually probably fit a lot better in like the arts district, because that kind of gives me like Chelsea vibes, and I feel like Chelsea is a place where this type of thing would make sense. But the only lot that was really an appropriate size for it was this one, which is the lot that the old salt house used to be on, and yeah, because the only lot in the arts district is I think 40 by 40, and that is just way too big, and even this lot I didn't really end up filling it up all the way, so yeah, I just didn't want to use a huge lot and then not have a ton of space for it. But anyway, this is one of many builds to be coming inspired by my trip, because I've wanted to see New York for so long. First of all, I really like Broadway, so I was really excited to go and see some authentic Broadway shows. In case you're wondering, I saw Waitress and also Aladdin, and Waitress was so good. Not that Aladdin wasn't good, it was, but Waitress it's been one of my favorites for like so insanely long, and it just, oh my god, oh my god, it was so good. So yeah, and then anyway, so also planning on some lofts, definitely a few brownstones, you better believe, once I figure out how to do those, because the thing with them right now is that like it doesn't make sense to just have a single brownstone building like standing alone on some random lot, but obviously like townhouses, I don't know if I'd want to furnish all of them or something like that. So yeah, it's difficult in terms of logistics, but I'm figuring it out. And then also I have another really cute, like, it's another restaurant, so I'm sorry about, there's going to be a lot of restaurants coming soon, but it was this really adorable place we went to, and I just really want to build that because it was so cute. And while I was in it, I was like taking notes of stuff, so I was like, I'm going to do this and I'll do this, and it's going to be so great in a sense, because it was kind of unfortunate. I had this like crazy building fever while I was in New York, and I just wanted to build so much, and then I got back home and I was kind of lacking in motivation, which is still happening a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of got out of a slump of it with this one because I wasn't really feeling it, but then I just, you know, sometimes you just gotta start, and then once you start, it gets better. Sometimes it doesn't, but, you know, this time it did. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on there, but anyway. Yeah, so as you can probably tell, since it is a converted factory, I wanted to have like sort of industrial vibes, but also like artsy. So I wanted it to be clear the type of Sims that would probably inhabit a place like this, but I also didn't want it to feel like it lost its original roots, if that makes sense. So I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. But now that I've talked about the build a little bit, I can actually update you on my personal life. So if you watched my last speed build, you heard my rant about school starting soon and how I'm very stressed about school starting soon, because I am a person that gets stressed easily. But it is now starting in like less than a week, and I got my schedule recently, and I have something to complain about. So basically, the issue is that I got my schedule, periods 1 through 5 are all fine, like through what I asked for and stuff. The issue comes with 6 and 7. So my school does this thing where if you can't get all of the electives that you ask for, they give you a class called student clerk, which is like teacher aide or whatever you want to call it. You know, a lot of different high schools have it. So I am in this class now. That's my 6th period, and then my 7th period is chem honors, which generally I wouldn't care at all that like what my 7th period is. Like, I would be, that's chill, you know. But the issue comes with the fact that, first of all, I don't want to be student clerk because I don't know. I already was kind of getting stressed out about whether or not I was going to have enough time to do stuff, but if I'm going to take a 7th period, I'd like it to be a 7th period that I'm actually, like, that I want to take or signed up for. because otherwise I don't see why I shouldn't just have that time to like do homework or catch up on other things that I need to do. Because if it's like an empty period where I'm just grading papers and stuff, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that doesn't seem very beneficial to me. But yeah, I don't know. That's the issue with that. But then the issue with my chem class, which is 7th period, is that Chem Honors, if you didn't know, it's a very heavy course in terms of like labs and stuff. So it's kind of not really a class that, at least for me, I want to have 7th period, because I'm planning on doing 2 sports this year, possibly only 1, but either way there'll be an issue. Because you have to leave your class early, like basically every single day that you have a game, which is sometimes like 3 times a week. And the way that my school works, we have like a block schedule, so if I have games on select days, I will literally miss every single period that week, which means I would miss all of the labs that we have to do, which is just, so basically, Chem Honors is like a very inconvenient class to have 7th period. So I like filled in this form thing that you're supposed to do if you want to get a schedule change. So I filled out the request, and then they emailed me back, and they were like, well, this is my guidance counselor that we're talking about, by the way. So they were like, that, like, you can drop your student clerk period on the first day of school. So I was like, chill with that. But then they said, as for adding a 7th period, you'll have to wait until the ad lottery during the 2nd week of school. And I was like, but I didn't ask to add a 7th period. I asked to move my 7th period to 6th period so I don't have to miss it literally all the time. And I didn't respond to this because emails kind of stress me out, so I'm still, you know, gathering the courage to do that. But I don't know, the issue here is that, I'm sure you see the issue, it's that I'll have to miss that class all the time. And the thing is, they've said, like, it says so on the, when you get your tentative schedule and everything, they say they're not going to make changes solely based on block preference. Like, they're not going to be like, oh, you want 6th block chem instead of 7th? Like, here you go. But I'm hoping that they'll still, like, be willing to at least look into it, like, see if we have a Chem Honors period 6th, because, like, if I miss that class, I mean, I'm literally, like, that's the worst possible class to miss, except for possibly pre-calc, which, luckily, I have pre-calc first, so I'll never have to miss that one. And even if it gets moved down to 6th, I'll still have to miss it a decent amount, but just not as much. So I don't know. I'm really hoping that they do that. If they don't have a Chem Honors period 6, I guess I get it. It's just like really inconvenient for me. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry for that rant though. I'm sure you don't really care about my life, but yeah, that is my current issue, and I am just trying to look for a way to get that resolved. So I mean, the most effective thing to do would be obviously to reply to their email and like clarify, but I don't know. I feel like they won't really understand what I'm asking for unless I try to communicate in person, but also talking to people in person is not exactly my thing either. I don't know. I'm a very awkward person, and I feel like, I don't know how much it comes across on here. It probably does a lot, but like in real life, I'm not the greatest communicator, so gotta work on that, I guess. But yeah, that's my problem. So that's basically it as for my schedule issues, and besides that, I'm just like not looking forward to school starting at all. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just like summer has been relatively chill, and I'm not really ready to get back into the whole like going all the time thing again, especially because, I don't know, I mean, it's not like I'm even really doing a lot this year. I kind of am with sports and stuff, but you know, it's all fine, everything's fine, we're cool. But anyway, onto the build here. So like I said, this is a old converted factory into a vegan restaurant. So I try to put plants like literally everywhere. And by the way, if you didn't know, probably don't know, I'm vegetarian, so, and kind of considering being vegan, so that was part of the reason I wanted to make a vegan restaurant, because there's just not a lot of them in the game. I don't think I've ever made one before, and I don't know, I kind of like the idea, especially here, like in San Myshuno. I love the like contrast of the industrial style and like plants, and I feel like plants go really well with veganism, right? Because everything's plant-based and everything. And so like, yeah, green against the industrial style is just like so pretty. And generally, I don't know, this isn't exactly an industrial build either is the thing, because I don't know, I feel like every time I do something relatively industrial, it has like hints of industrial, but mainly something else. And so, yeah, I should really do something like full-blown, you know, One of these days I will. But another inspiration for this entire premise of the build was obviously the Moschino stuff pack coming out. So I was really excited to start building with it, but I didn't want to do like what everybody else is doing, which from what I've seen so far is like penthouses and lofts and stuff mainly, and then also photography studios. So obviously all those things are like really cool ideas, and they were what I was thinking at first, but there's just a lot of really amazing builders, and I don't know if I could really parallel them in my building abilities, so I figured it would be best to go the original route and not really have people having other things to like compare your work to, you know? So that's what I did. But anyway, the Moschino windows are like really gorgeous, and they obviously are, I think, actually really one of the only things in the pack that really have actually that hint of industrial style that really inspired this build, but I just think they're so gorgeous, and they go really well actually with the big doors from City Living, which are really pretty, but I don't use those too often, first of all, because I don't ever use the medium wall height. I kind of just stick to the short wall height all the time, and also because they always have, or they have blue glass on one side. On the other side, you can just look through it like plain, and it looks like normal, and there's no tinted to it, but when you're looking either in or out, there will be blue glass and a blue tint, and I don't like that generally, but, you know, I lived with it for this one because I wanted to use them because they're really pretty. And I kind of wish there was a way to like turn that off, or some of the swatches didn't have it, because I feel like I would use the doors a lot more if that wasn't an issue. But, you know, what can you do? It's fine. It's not really that big of a problem. Honestly, it's just me making a big deal out of something. Because the thing is, if you're a good builder, you can kind of just like take items that don't have maybe like an ideal trait, and you could make something that you like out of them. And I feel like I kind of did that this time. Not saying I'm a good builder or anything, but, you know, I'm digging myself a hole here. Just don't listen to my voiceovers, you know? Just listen to my videos on mute. That's a good idea. But anyway, up here is kind of where I incorporated the loft element that everybody else, or a lot of other people, have been doing, because I feel like just the concept of lofts go really well with like a photography stuff pack and all the new build items. Speaking of which, I should probably just talk about my thoughts on the Moschino stuff pack as of my purchasing and stuff, but I'll do that after. But yeah, so a lot of people have been doing lofts. Obviously this isn't a house, so there's no need for a bedroom, which is generally what would be on the loft portion of a build, but I felt like you could still put some stuff up here, you know, so there's just a few tables and stuff, and I think it looks pretty nice, especially because I do want to get to the, like, obviously I need a way to get to the second story, and I wanted to have it inside instead of outside, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with the loft. But anyway, so my thoughts on Moschino stuff pack that nobody asked for because everybody has been throwing their reviews out there, so I'm just throwing my 2 cents in the mix. Basically, I am just surprised with what it is because, first of all, it's a collab with a fashion brand, so you would expect that there's more clothes in it than there are, and that the clothes would be better. Not that the clothes are bad necessarily, it's just, I don't know, I think this is something we were all expecting from the beginning, but it's a high fashion stuff pack, so it's not like the clothes are going to be really usable for, like, you know, everyday affairs and stuff with your Sims. You don't just want to throw them in some kind of, like, I don't know, geometric dress or fancy leather skirt shirt combo. The cast assets definitely, like, they've put effort into them, and it's not like they're bad quality necessarily or anything like that. It's just that they are not really very versatile, and that's an issue for me, but I wouldn't have been purchasing this pack for casts in the first place since I don't really use casts that much. I'm trying to get into it more, but that's irrelevant right now. But I was obviously purchasing it mainly for the build items because I'm a builder and I love me some new build items. And I don't really use build CC, so it's really usually very important to me what build items come with the pack. So yeah, I'm really happy generally with the build items in this pack. Just like I said, I feel like there should have been more cast items, like based on what the pack was, but I'm not really complaining or anything. Also, the new frames, oh my god. Okay, the new, like, the frame that has the little 3-picture slot in it is so cool, and I love it so much, and I'm so excited to use it. I didn't use it at all in this one because I felt kind of like, what exactly would you have pictures of? Like, I feel like that's more fitting for, I don't know, family pictures and stuff like that, but I probably could have used it with, like, pictures of nature or, like, cute animals to defend your veganism, but, you know, it's all fine for now. But that frame I'm really, really excited about. I'm also excited about having frames on tables now. I've been wanting that for so long, just because I always run out of clutter to put on like side tables and stuff. And so having actual personalizable what am I saying? I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say, but I'm sorry, it's late at night, I'm losing my train of thought. But having those is going to be really, really great for cluttering up side tables and end tables and all of that stuff. And unfortunately, from what I can tell, they don't go on dressers or like a lot of different surfaces they don't actually go on. But you could obviously just put them onto a side table and then like size down the side table and raise it up until it gets to the place that you want it to be. That's just a pretty basic, my camera is pausing. Okay, sorry about that. But that's a pretty basic like build trick, so yeah, I'll explain that more if I ever do it in a build, but that I'm really, really excited about. And then also the like moving picture frames that you can put multiple pictures into is really cool because a lot of people have those in real life. And then also new frame colors I'm really excited about too. I'm just really excited about the like photography overhaul, mainly with like what you can do with pictures now, not so much the skill itself because I don't utilize it too much. I probably should more, but you know, I've said this time and time again, I don't really do too much gameplay, unfortunately, so yeah, that's what I'm really excited about. But I don't know, I know a lot of people aren't really going to download this pack just because it's not their cup of tea, which is totally fine. I personally, obviously, did get it, and I'm pretty pleased with my purchase. I'm considering maybe doing a giveaway for this pack, I don't know. The thing is, obviously, it's like a really small channel right now, my channel, so I feel like if I did a giveaway, well, in some ways, I would be more inclined to do a giveaway now than if I was like a larger channel, because I know that people who would enter the giveaway would like actually be people that, you know, are supporting me and have supported me. So that's like the people that I would obviously want to like get something for. But also I feel like, would it really be a good idea if there's so few people that would benefit from it? I don't know. But you know, I would obviously am definitely considering doing that. And I am not sure what I'm talking about now, but anyway, you just saw a balcony area that I did, and then, oh, I still haven't mentioned that, they grow their own food. So there's like a rooftop garden area, and then also there's like a little mini orchard thing downstairs, which is really, really cute. So I thought that was like a really cool idea. I've seen a lot of people do that, in restaurants, just like over the years, but I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen a good one, so I wanted to do that, and I'm really, really, I think that's a really cute idea. I'm running out of stuff to say here. I'm sorry. I feel like I was really hyper for like the first 15 minutes of this build, and then it just kind of died. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but anyway, down here I'm working on this little like closed-in area on the first floor, so I thought it would be really cute if there was this little area, which I saw a lot of them in New York, where it's kind of like closed off to the city, but the sidewalks are like right next to it. So like if you were to like exit out of this little enclosure, you would be right out in the city, and there would be all the hustle and bustle and stuff. But when you're down in this little area, you obviously don't feel any of that. So it's kind of like a nice, peaceful type of escape from, I don't know, all of the energy and stuff. Which I think is really nice. There were several of those that were really nice. I actually really, really want to try to recreate some of the parks that I saw. I mean, I only saw 2 parks, but they were both really, really, really pretty, and I love them both a lot. They're like nothing like any parks I've seen where I live. Parks are, first of all, a lot tinier, just because, like, it's not a big city or anything. I mean, by no means is it like countryside or anything like that, but I don't know. There's just not a need for big parks, because I feel like when you have such a big city, you want your entire like park area to be in one spot, if that makes sense. So it's just like this one place where it's kind of not really city-ish. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but if that makes sense to you, you know, we're on the same wavelength, my friend. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, park. But I've never really seen parks like that, but I saw Central Park, which was so cool, and then also Highline Park was absolutely gorgeous. That's like, it's in Chelsea, and basically it was like these old, I think they were railroad tracks or something. Actually, I think they were like tracks that, so basically they like transported meat, because it was the meat packing district. So they transported goods a lot. So they had obviously been out of use for a while, and they just converted it into this really like beautiful overgrown park, and there were so many plants and like art and stuff, and people had done their own art, and there there was this really cool area with these doors that had been painted, and there were so many painted doors, and it was so beautiful. So I was like actually looking at that and trying to figure out a way that I could recreate it in The Sims. As of right now, I just don't see a plausible way, really, because I don't know, I just feel like you would have to have it on top of buildings, first of all. And I wouldn't want to do like just plain old buildings and not really furnish the inside of them, so that would be kind of problematic. And then also just like functionality wise, I'm not sure how well it would work, but I don't know. I'm definitely going to toy with the idea and try to think of a way that I can do it, because that was just absolutely gorgeous. And if you're ever in New York, I totally recommend you go there, by the way. It was just so, it was so pretty. And yeah, so anyway, the parks there were really pretty. How about that, New York, huh? It was really cool. Sorry, I'm sorry I keep talking about it, but it was actually like really, really gorgeous, and I was very excited to go there because I wanted to go there for so long. But anyway, right here we've pretty much wrapped up the build, so thank you so much for watching this. I really, really appreciate it. And if you liked this build, you can like and comment to let me know, and also subscribe to my channel so that you can see more of my videos. Click the bell for notifications so that you get notified every single time that I upload a video. And if you like this build and want to play in it, it will be up on the gallery, and my origin ID is in the description. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching.